All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am Jonglo, the owner of a Dragon House. Today it's September 20. Right next to me, I have my brother from another mother, Zorgi from Mongolia, the CEO of the Mongolian Fighting Championship, debuting, collaborating with our event, Jonglo Cage Fighting Series number 2 at the Keys Art Pavilion, November 13th. Now, Zorgi, let's introduce you to all the MMA fight fans out there in the Bay Area, who you are and what got you into a U.S. and what makes you want to make a U.S. debut with your promotion in Mongolia, the biggest promotion in Mongolia, debuting in U.S.
Hi, my brother. Good to see you.
Likewise.
Hello, San Francisco Bay Area. This is my third time.
Yes.
So let me introduce you. My name is Zorki. I'm from Mongolia. Like my brother said, I'm the CEO of MFC, which is the biggest promotion in
Mongolia
in Central Asia.
Yes.
So MFC, it's meaning of the MFC is Mongol Fighting Championship.
Nice.
So Mongol means, it's our ancestors from it's from the
Mountains, Genghis Khan
blood and all that story.
Yes.
So we are kind of like related to this fighting business from the ancestors. So
yes.
So MFC is the fighting promotion in Mongolia. Mongolia is landlocked between Russia and China. So we kind of like connect all these fighters from north, which is Russia, and then all the fighters from south, which is China, Japan, Korea, all those Asian countries, and then they meet in Mongolia and fight in our promotion. So that means, East meets North, basically like Dagestan meets all these Chinese or Asian fighters. So it's kind of like different from America. There's a lot of high quality wrestlers fighting against like high quality like stand-up fighters such as like Chinese Sanda Wushu champions. So it's like really good champions fight there. Now we want to come to America, do our show with you, and we want to bring this good quality of fighters to America and then make this exciting matchups.
Yes. So now a couple years ago, I was in Mongolia. I was in your show, running around, check out the events, seeing a lot of local talented fighter. It's a very whole different breed over there. Fighters that have a very different style. Your promotions are really stand out to me and really caught my eye. It's just the style of a promotion very different than Western country like the U.S. So I always want to tell you like, hey, bring those fighters up to U.S. and then battle in the U.S. and then open up a whole nother door. So now first show is landed in November 13th. What do you see yourself in the future with your promotion in the U.S.? Do you want to just keep it going and have your name brand make some noise in U.S.? Or what's your vision in the future?
I just want to land my first step in America.
Right.
Because it's so far from my country, so far from here. So I can do show in China, I can do show in Russia, but America is like a dream to me. I have to fly about like 13,000 kilometers, which is like 7,000 miles.
Yes, to come to U.S.
It's like 12 hours to fly here. So
yes.
My dream is to step on my foot here. I want to see, the best fighting business is here.
Yes.
So UFC, Bellator, you name it.
Yes.
Dragon House, man.
Yes.
So I want to come here. I don't want to I'm going to come here and do my business and take over everything. I just want to step here.
Be part of it. Part of the fight culture in the U.S.
Yes.
Now this upcoming event, the main event, is your champion from Mongolia. It's a Korean, right? Really good striker. He's gonna defending his title in against a local guy, and I'm assuming whoever wins the fight, if happen to be the U.S. fighter wins the fight, and you guys having events in Mongolia, before the pandemic was like every few months, and the whoever the winner will be defending the title possibly in Mongolia. That means you guys basically get the Mongolian, get the fighter of the winner of in San Francisco, possibly fighting Mongolia. That would be a very exciting and motivation for all the local fighters that have a chance to expose themselves to possibly fighting in the overseas in a different country, because I love to import a lot of fighters from Mongolia, Dagestan, Russia coming here to fight. Also like to see some Bay Area fighter can make it out there that way as well. So how do you feel to watching your fighter? I know a lot of fighters coming into this event, they're probably gonna land in the next few weeks and land into US. How do you see they will do against the local fighters?
You know, I brought like a couple fighters. You know, I brought like 2-3 fighters into the States, and they fighting Dragon House, LFA, Bellator.
They do well.
They do well. So
Yes.
soon, my champion guy will be fighting in the main event. So
Yes.
he's gonna do good, I think.
It's gonna be exciting
gonna be exciting
yes,
fight.
you can't really predict the outcome. There are two different styles, almost like an apple and orange. Two different fighting style, two different training atmosphere. And I know a lot of Mongolians, they train with high altitudes, you know, and they come here to fight. They have advantage on the cardio department because they get used to training at high altitude. So guys from locally gotta have to catch up on that department. So I'm very excited, you know, like I can't pronounce the main event's name. What was his name again?
His name is Nanting Yurtin. His nickname is Pretty Boy. So
Pretty Boy, that's all I can tell. I forget about the pronounce his name, but the information about the fighters, it's gonna be up on my website. As you guys know, we have about 10 amateur fights on this upcoming card and about 10 professionals on the card. Total 20 fights. As you know, I always put on about 20 fights on every card. It's gonna be a big stack card. A lot of regional gyms, all the best MMA gym in the Bay. Some of them even down to LA, some of them different state. They're all gonna be fighting in San Francisco November 13th. So do not miss it out. Now, Zorgi, let's introduce you a little bit about your background. What got you into like MMA?
it's simple as, you know, I used to live in America about 11 years. I came into the States 1998, and then went back to Mongolia 2009.
Nice.
So I lived here 11 years. I've been living in all Northern California.
Nice.
Okay, Sacramento, Modesto, Turlock, San Francisco, Oakland. I lived in everywhere. So during that time, I went to the gyms and trained MMA. You know, because I like MMA. So in Mongolia, back in the days when I was a kid, I used to train boxing and wrestling. So when I was living here, I was training at the gyms, and then eventually, back in the day, you know, I watched the video of Pride.
Yeah, the good old days.
Good old days. So
Back then, it's no
yeah,
rules.
we used to have that DirecTV and Dish Network, that pay-per-view, whatever, on-demand thing.
Yes.
When I got off work, I just come here, watch TV and drink beer, and I fell in love with Fedor Emelianenko and all those Wanderlei Silva, all those Pride guys,
All the old school fighters.
And then when I went back to Mongolia, I started training, and in Mongolia it was all about there's no MMA, mostly like K1 fighters, you know. They think the fight business is K1 kickboxing. So I just introduced there's MMA going on in the world, so we need to open guys in the gyms and all that. And eventually I ended up opening one of my own gyms. So
Yes. Now you're the pioneer in Mongolia. I've been there, I've seen it. You're like the godfather of MMA in Mongolia. You're the one started the sport. You're the one brought a lot of young up-and-comers, give them a platform, give them the opportunity to shine, and you created the MMA community. You know, I have the due respect to that because I'm the type of person kind of did that in the Bay Area. That before even legalized MMA and where they have any events, you know, I was doing shows in my gym and then got cracked down by the state, and then, you know, finally gradually, and then I work on my own and get my own show started. Now we're talking about 12, 13 years ago, just blink of an eye like this. And now we established a lot of good fighters to fight on my show, then moving up to UFC, Bellator, a lot of big names, another organization. And I know you have a lot of fighters from your gym to made it to a lot of worldwide big promotion, you know, One Championship, LFA, Bellator, all the other big promotion as well. So it's a good opportunity for all the local fighters that have a chance to fight under the banner of MFC, which means the Mongolian Fighting Championship, biggest show. So open up another doors. And would you be interested to see some of the talents from Bay Area to fly him into Mongolia and to let him fight over there?
So before this pandemic starts, 2 years ago,
I know you guys having show lined up, and
we got the biggest show. We planned. Mongolian Prime Minister and the President, all the government people want to support us. They want to support us and invest us a lot of money and all that. Everything was ready. That event was set up for 7 different countries.
Yes.
Even America, you're gonna bring.
Yes. We have a few guys from the U.S. actually was going over there. To
Russians, Koreans, Japanese, all over, just like Pride, man. All over the world, they want to come to Mongolia and compete with each other. These days, you know, there's promotions that do in that different countries. That event is not many. There's only big names like One Championship, UFC, Bellator. They're the ones that are doing the good quality shows. So we had that support from the government. They were gonna invest us money to pay the fighters good enough money, because the fighters are coming to Mongolia.
all over the world.
All over the world, different countries. So we want to know, once the government supports us, we want to pay them good, you know.
Yes.
Not like $500 or something like that. We want to pay them good. We want to make the show quality better than, you know.
I was excited, you know, right before the pandemic, you know, I'm not gonna lie, like we have 4 or 5 guys that from the Dragon House, you know, actually they bought the airline ticket, you know, and the end up the fight didn't happen. And you guys actually reimbursed everything. Everyone got taken care of still, even though the fight did not happen. It was grateful, but it was one hell of an opportunity, and everyone got the visa ready to go. Like, damn, the pandemic wiped everything out. So I'm hoping, you know, they're having a show debuting in the U.S. and then hoping, you know, the Mongolia border, hopefully the coronavirus don't get any worse, and then hope things open back up next year. I hope all the U.S. fighters can have a chance to travel to Mongolia. It's a beautiful country, a lot of nature. I can't say enough good thing about the country. I love it. I'm definitely gonna be there when they have another show again. You know, that's it. So just want to do a little short interview so all you guys are understanding what Mongolian Fighting Championship is, who this man is. You know, this is a brother from another mother, and knowing this guy for a few years, you know, very honorable, respectful person, and you know, we got a good in energy. We bonded really well, and we come brothers. Now we're gonna do something together. Hopefully in the future we're gonna do more things together, and good for the MMA community, and good for the Mongolian champion fighting, and good for Dragon House fighter and the Bay Area fighter as well. So any special people you want to shout out to, like you know, the station, and any special people you want to shout out to on this interview?
So I always wanted to say, you know, when I come to America, bring the fighters, the first person who helped us was the guy from Modesto named Gene Field. He's a Team Voodoo owner. So we talked to each other, and we brought fighters, and we bring the fighters in America, and then he helped us in the first time. So we Mongolia said, you never forget the first guy who helped you, and then eventually you say, oh, I forgot him, something like no. So I want to thank you, Mr. Gene Field. So it was a good collaboration and a good times with you, but I want to say thank you, brother.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, you know, you look forward to keep working with you, and then with the promotion. This upcoming event will be kind of nice, having the Mongolian Fighting Championship banner at the Dragon House event. It's breathtaking. So keep an update. Check out the DragonHouseMMA.com, ladies and gentlemen. All the fight fans out there. This event is going to be a lot of foreigners fighting on this upcoming event, November 13th. So stay tuned. Keep checking on my website. And this event's a live stream pay-per-view. If you cannot make it, making sure you guys order the pay-per-view voucher from DragonHouseMMA.com. The fight card layout will be updated on the website the next week or two. We have pretty much half the fight cards already done. A lot more fights going to be announcing for the next few days. So stay tuned. Good to have you on board, brother. Thank you for the interview.